All right, so we're finishing up now 41 to 50. Let's go there. And let's go here. Okay, so sine -1. Let's look at this question and make sure that you are understanding why sine -1 will give you 90 degrees. And so let me shock you with this diagram, which I'm sure you've never seen it before. Oh, gee, would that be quadrants? Yes, it would. And so here's pi over 2. Here's negative pi over 2. So this is negative 90 degrees. This is positive 90 degrees. They're asking you simply for the sine of 1, sine inverse of 1. So if you do 0, 1, I mean, it's that simple. This is the one they're referring to. Isn't that equivalent to pi over 2, which would be answer choice D for your response? If they had said sine inverse and they had given you a -1, then in this case, you would have gone this way. And your answer would have been negative pi over 2. Okay? All right, the next question. Let me see if I can get a fresh page. Okay, and you can hear my dog whining in the background. I have ignored her all day just to record. So we have secant of sine inverse of, all right, Dolly, negative square root of 3 over 2. Okay, so let's draw a picture. So it's negative square root of 3 over 2. What I need you to remember is, in this case, come here, honey. Come here, Dolly. So here's the theta, and they're telling you that the sine of this is negative square root of 3 over 2. Now I'm just working this out generally speaking, so I don't care what quadrant I'm in right now. I just know that this is a 1 value. And they're asking for secant. So secant is and cosine are inverses. So if I do cosine of this, is that not cosine, which is 1/2 of that angle? So this is a cosine of theta. Dolly, come here. So that means that secant, come here, honey. That means that secant being the reciprocal, basically 2 over 1, means our answer choice should be C. Okay. On the next question, you have cosine inverse, and they're giving you square root of 2, negative square root of 2 over 2. So if you consider a 45-45 angle, 45-45 degree angle, remember that's 1, 1 and square root of 2. So if I do cosine of this would be 1 over square root of 2, which if I rationalize the denominator, I would multiply by square root of 2 top and bottom. The square root of 2, this is square root of 2. This will give you square root of 2 over 2. And that's, when we look at this, what angle does that give me? 43, it should be 3 pi over 4. A 3 pi over 4 angle. Which if we change this 180 over pi, this is a 135 degree angle, right? Because 45, 3 times 45, 15 carry the 1. Yeah, so this is a 135 degree angle, triangle. Okay, next question. I'm gonna get a new paper. Okay, and in this triangle, I have the sine of cosine inverse of 2 over 9. So let's again draw some random triangle just enough to give us an idea. If this is my theta, this will be 2 over 9, which means that this side here will be the ratio of 9 squared minus 2 squared, which gives me 77, which once I find what r squared is, I get square root 77. So I want the sine of this. If that's a sine that this is square root of 77, so the sine of this would be the sine of square root 77 over 9. Answer choice A. All right. The next part is really a light review. And they're asking you for, let me see where I went with this. Don't start yelling at me. It's not polite. Be nice. Where am I? I just did, okay, there they go. I'm on 45. The jungle has awakened. Quiet. All right. Hey, what? What? You hungry? Oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, so number 45. 45, you should already know. You're looking at the basic 30, 60, 90. And so here's 30, 60, 90. So let's say this is 60 and this is 30. We know this is 1. We know this is square root of 3. And we know this is 2. Okay. So technically, they're asking for the tan inverse of square root of 3. So this goes back to what we've recently learned, which is quite simply related to this. So if I'm looking at OA to be square root of 3 over 1, I'm really looking at, remember, OA for 10, we're referring to the opposite over the adjacent. And I'm looking for the value to be square root of 3 over 1, hint, hint. So if I'm looking at the tan of 60, 60 degrees translates to pi over 3. Give me one. Okay. Want some blueberries? Want blueberries? Let me finish tutoring. And I'll give you blueberries. This is number 45, by the way. I'll give you 45. Okay. 46 is really no different. 46, they want you to find the value of the expression, and they're telling us find a sine inverse of sine of 4 pi over 7. I remember discussing this with you guys, and it was basically this should be answer choice where this is the complement, 7 pi, dare I say over 7, minus 4 pi over 7, which results in 3 pi over 7. And our answer choice would be B in that case. So 47. I have the cotan of sine inverse of square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so sine inverse, this is obviously a 45, 90 triangle. And I have, again, this is 47. Anytime you're doing the cotan of this angle, you can likely, okay, stop. So for example, if I have a sine of square root of 2 over 2, because remember, this is always square root of 2, and this is 1 over 1, and assuming this is my theta, my answer for this will be 1 over square root of 2, which I rationalize the denominator to get square root of 2 over 2. Now I want the cotan of that. So I'm looking at the cotan of square root of 2 over 2. So if you remember, this is x over y. And technically, if I am really good at this, you should know that that should equal 1. It's always equal to 1 because opposite over adjacent for tan and adjacent over opposite for cotan. So regardless, your answer would be 1. So yeah, so you're looking at that triangle. Going back to 48, in number 48, I'm looking at tan inverse of tan of 10 pi over 11. All right, and so in this one, gosh, let me get a new paper. Dummy. All right, here we go. So I'm still on 48, correct? All right, so 48, I'm looking at the tan inverse of 10 pi over 11. And so in this case, ask yourself, how many pi over 11 am I closer or closest to getting just plain old pi? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I'm going to be negative pi over 11 short of tan inverse. So I'm looking at D for this answer. Okay, and 49. So for 49, I'm looking at the cosine of tan inverse of 1 over 5. And so that means, again, draw some plain old triangle, no big deal. OA, so remember opposite over adjacent, which means you need to solve for your missing side. I'm thinking some sort of square root of 26, 25 squared plus 1 squared. And so they want the cosine of that angle. So that would be 5 over square root of 26. However, we want to rationalize over here, square root 26. And final answer would be 5 square root 26 over 26, which is answer choice C. Okay, and so this is the stuff we recently just went over, so I hope you rehearse this before the test. You have just a little bit of time, so I think you'll be all right. And so for 50, they're giving you the cosine inverse of cosine of 5 pi, negative 5 pi over 4. Okay, so once again, let's draw a triangle. Doesn't matter how you draw it. Cosine of theta, of some sort of theta, would be adjacent. So this would be some sort of negative 5 pi, and this would be over hypotenuse. Okay. So the answer choice for this one should end up being some sort of 3 pi over 4. For the cosine inverse. I'm going to go with answer choice B on this one. Remember 3, 4, 5, Pythagorean ratio. All right, we'll stop this video here and I'll do the next 10 and we'll be done.